operations onto the stack. The first operation is to insert an element. Second one is to delete elements from the stack and demonstrate how it can be used to check palindrome, and then checking the condition like overflow and underflow of the stack. And then finally you should be able to display the stack items and then exit. So first we'll be inserting the required header files, and they give the maximum size for the stack as 3. So we are giving the maximum size for the stack as 3. That means maximum our stack is containing a size of 3. And what is the name that we are giving? Here you can give this name. That is S of max. What is the value of max? We have given max a value of 3. So when you write S of 3, so our stack name is yes now. Stack name is yes now, and that is having a size of 3. Stack name is yes, and that is having a size of 3, and the index will start from 0, 1, 2, and obviously there will be here -1. Right? And similarly, yes top, the required value, that is yes top indicates stack top. So here this top will be using different names because we are using 2 different stacks in our program. And these are a prototype of all the functions what we use in our program. So one by one, all these functions we'll be discussing now. Now, a program execution will always start from the main function, initialize the stack top to -1, and initialize the stack pointer to -1, both. That means we are totally using 2 stacks in this. In our program, we are using 2 stacks, one for checking palindrome and another one for implementing all the stack operations. 0, 1, 2. So if you take this as yes top, or if you take this as one more thing, then it will be SP. So totally we are using 2 different stacks in our program. So we'll discuss one by one. So let us see only one stack and concentrate on first operations. So while this is true, so it is an iterative loop. It is an iterative loop which will be prompting these options to the user. That is what you want to do with the program. So I will be asking user to enter the choice, and they have to give one for the insertion, that is to insert an element onto the stack, because already we have created the stack here. Already we have created the stack. S of max is one stack. ST of max is another stack. So 2 stacks we have already created by using array. Whether you want to insert or you want to delete or you want to check the number as palindrome or not, because all of you know what is palindrome. If you find the reverse of the number will be same. For example, 121 is the palindrome. And enter. So enter to enter 4 to check the status of the stack. So we should be able to perform all these 4 operations. So those 4 operations are being given to the user, and 5 for exit. So when you have given some set of operations, you will be asking user to check any one of the options or select any one of the option. That is, scan that option and store it in the variable called ch. So what basically ch will contain now? If you enter 1 or 2 or 3, 4 or 5, whatever option you are entering, that will be stored in this ch. That is, ch is an variable which is going to contain. Ch is an integer variable. Ch is an integer variable which is going to contain the option given by the user or the programmer. Now we know this iteratively it is going to show up. Now for the option whatever you have entered, say case 1 you have given, that means you want to enter the element onto the stack, and we are asking user to enter the element to be inserted onto the stack. So you should provide which element you want to insert. You should provide which element you want to insert. So we will scan that element and store it in a variable called. Say you want to enter element 10. So let us perform all the operations one by one. So input you want to give this what 10 I want to insert first. 10 you want to insert onto the stack. Second. Right, so 10 I want to insert onto this particular stack. Now I should call the push function because we want to insert that element onto the stack, you invoke the push function by passing this element as a parameter and name of the stack. S is name of the stack on which you want to insert the element, and S top is stack top. S top is stack top. That means this is our stack S. This is our stack S, and what I'll do, I'll take it somewhere here for better writing, because there we don't have space. 0, 1, 2. S is our stack -1, and S top. STOP. S top is made to point to -1, and these all parameters we are passing now. So all these parameters we are passing, and we are calling the push function. So what is the element in our case? Element to be inserted is this one. So 10 is the element which we want to insert. So basically what function we are calling? We are calling function something like this: push insert an element. What? Which element? 10. You should insert 10 onto which stack? This is the name of the stack. Onto the stack, yes. And what is the stack top? You are passing stack top. Or in other words, we are passing -1, because stack top is pointing to -1 in the beginning. So this is how we call this function. So once you call this function, the program execution will get transferred to the functions, because you have studied about functions in C. So what basically is a function? A set of lines or codes written for performing a specified task. Now program control will stop here, and it will go to the definition of the push. The entire source file will be examined, and we'll be checking where is the definition of the push function. So yes, it's here. This is what is the definition of the push function. So here in theory, while explaining you theory, I had taken the normal stack, and here we are taking with the pointers, because you should be able to know both the concepts. So here we are just taking the pointer. And why? Because here we are passing address of the top. That is nothing but stack top. When you pass address here for the function call, within the function call, you should make use of pointers here. Right? So this element, whatever I pass, this function definition is invoking this particular definition. It is invoking this particular definition. Now this is what is the push function. So what we want to do, we want to insert an element onto the stack. So what basically what contain now, this element is going to contain a value of 10, because what we are trying to do, we are trying to insert 10. I'll take that entire code here itself, because their pen itself is not opening. Input is 10, that we know. I hope this font you can see properly now. I have just increased the font size. Right? Actually, how the push will take place, how the insertion will take place onto this stack. So I'm taking part by every function at a time. I'll be explaining, because on the screen everything we cannot show at a time. Right? -1. STOP stands for stack top, and this is what is our stack. Now what it says here is what parameters these are going to receive. Element is nothing but 10. We want to insert this, and what is this stack? That is normally our stack. So what actually this stack top? Stack top is -1. Or in other words, we are receiving address of stack here. we are receiving address of stack, and what this star indicates value at the address of. So I think while explaining about pointers, I have told you in the first module, when you write int a, so a equal to 10, address of a, we are going to store the values at the address of a. And when you write star a, value at the address of a. Ampersand a indicates address of a. Star a indicates value at the address of a. So with these notations, so what is the star top? Star top is star, yes top is nothing but -1. So what is the maximum size of our stack? Now let us check this condition. Because we know that before you insert some elements onto this stack, we should check whether the stack is full. Because if stack is full, we cannot insert the elements. If stack is full, we cannot insert the elements. So before you push the elements onto the stack, check whether it is full. Check whether it is full. So how do you check? If stack top -1, stack top is nothing but -1, is it equal to? So -1, is it equal to? No, because if this top is pointing to this location, then we are going to call that stack is full. Now in this case, stack is not full. This condition is not true. That means space is there. That means space is available in this stack and we can insert some elements. So for insertion, what is the procedure? Increment the top first, because I cannot insert here where s top is pointing to -1. Whereas where I want to point, I want to insert at this location. I want to insert at this particular location. I want to insert at this location. For that purpose, this s top must be incremented. That means do s top is equal to s top plus 1. What you should do? S top is equal to S top plus 1. We should perform this. This can also be written as S top plus plus, because whatever present value is there, just increment it. This is what is post increment. We can also do like this more specifically for our program. Plus plus S top plus S top. It is what we are doing here with the help of pointer. So what we do here is first perform whatever is present in the bracket. See, it is pre-increment. While incrementing, you must remember in C you have studied there are two types of increments, pre-increment and post-increment. Here we are doing pre-increment. What is the meaning of this pre-increment here is first increment the top value. What is S top now? S top is -1. So increment it first. Perform this operation pre-increment, then that means plus plus S top, it will become 0. Then perform this operation S of 0. So then you obtain S of 0. Now with this, what we have done, we have made S top to point here. So once S top is pointing here, what you have to do? Obtain that location. Because what it will do, it will result into this something like this, S of 0 equal to element. So once it returns this one S of 0 at this location, you should write what? You should write the element. So what is present in element now? In element we have something called 10. So 10 has been copied properly. So this is how the pre-increment works. Post increment means first we will use the value and later we will perform insertion. That is what is post increment. Now S is pointing to which location? It is pointing to location 0. Now let us insert one more element. So after this insertion is successful, the control will again go back to the caller. So I will come back to the, once the insertion is successful, this function we have executed once. Now the control will go back to what? Go back to the caller. From where we had called? We had called from here. Because we have inserted one element, and break causes to come out of this switch statement. Break causes us to come out of this switch statement. So assume that after break, once again all these options will be displayed to you what you want to do. So let us say that I want to insert one more element, because we have to check the overflow condition. So let us insert one more element, and this option will be displayed to user once again. Want to insert and store it in a variable called ELE, and again call the push function by using the stack top. Now in this case, let us say I want to insert element 20 onto the same stack and with the value of top. So what is the stack top now? In this case, it is -1. Earlier it was, in this case, it is 0. Earlier it was -1. That means we are calling our function once again. We are calling our function once again with some values. So what are the changed values now? The values have been changed. The values have been changed. Let us take the changed values. So I'm calling the same function once again with element. What is that element in this case? Sorry, I have again I'm writing 10. It is 20. So now I want to insert one more element 20 onto this stack and provided with the value of stop. What is stop now? Stop is pointing to index 0. Stop is pointing to index 0. Now check whether stack is full. When we by looking at this, we say that stack is not full. There is a space available onto the stack. But for that purpose, programmatically, logically, we have to check that. So stack top, what is stack top? 0. Is it equal to 2? No, it is false. Because what is max? Max is 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. Check, is 0 is equal to 2? No, the condition is false. Once condition is false, if it is true, then only we say stack is full. Stack overflow or stack full, both are same. Now let us go to the else part. Else means there is a space we can insert the elements onto the stack. So else what we do? Just perform incrementing first. Pre-increment you have to do. You have to do pre-increment. First increment the value of the stack top. So when you perform plus top, what it will give? It will make this stack top and make it to point to this location. S top is now made to, because present value of S top is 0. 0 plus 1, it will be 1. So it will give us something like this. It will result into something like this. Now S top is made to point to this location. And at that location, copy the element. What is the element now? Element in this case, it is 20. What we have done is we have successfully inserted one more element onto the stack. One more element onto the stack. So the control will again go back to the caller. Again, it will go back to the caller. Let us say we want to insert one more element called 30 onto the same stack. So let us insert one more element 30. 30 element 30 onto the same stack with the stack top. So what is the stack top now? Stack top now it is 1. Stack top now it is 1. So let us say I want to insert new element called 30. So 10, 20, 30 onto the same stack with a value of stack top as 1. So before you insert, you should check the condition whether stack is full. In this case, is the stack is full. What is stop? Stop is pointing to 1. 1. Is it equal to 2? No, condition is false. Once the condition is false, we'll go for the else part. We will increment the stack top. First to make the stack top to point to this location instead of this, because we want to insert at this location next. St stack top. That means it will give us something like this. S of 2 is equal to element. So at this S of 2 location, copy the element. What is present in element? Element we have 30. So it will get inserted. It will get inserted. So what I will do, I will erase this earlier value of the stack top. Now stack top is pointing to 2. Now we should check the overflow condition. For that purpose, control will again go back to the push and say you call this function once again with the element called 40. Suppose you want to call this function once again. Repeatedly you are calling it once again with the element of 40 and with the stack top as 2. Now we should be able to check the condition whether stack is full. Because if it is full, we can top is 2. Condition is true. What we do here is we are going to say that stack is full and we cannot insert the elements. Why? Because maximum size of the stack was 3 and all the elements have been saved onto the stacks. This condition is true and we cannot insert the elements onto the stack. So we have successfully checked the overflow condition. we have successfully checked the overflow condition of the stack. That is, first function is over. Now let us come for the display, because before I delete these elements, go for pop. Let us display all the elements, because already we have 3 elements here. Let us execute the display function. That means whatever elements are present onto the stack, they will be displayed. So what is the status of the stack? It will be displayed by calling the display function of this stack and by passing the stack top. So at this location, what I will do here is ten, 20, 30 elements are there, right? So once you call this display function, the control will get transferred to the definition of the display function. So where is the display function? Here is the display function. So I will take this display function, copy it and paste it here. How the elements will be displayed. So this is the display function, and I will write our stack once again. So stack, the elements inserted were 10, 20, 30, and yes top was pointing to index 2. Is our yes. So we want to display elements of this stack with this stack top. So what is stack top? It is 2. And what is stack? This is our stack. So when we want to display, we should check whether stack is empty, because if stack is empty, we cannot display the elements. And in theory, we know that stack is empty only when the top is pointing to -1. Now top is not pointing to -1. That means this condition is false. There are elements onto the stack, and we will be able to display the elements. So start from this index onwards, go on displaying, that is 30, 20, and 10. So we will take a variable called I and initialize that with the stack top. What is stack top? Stack top is 2. That means I is initialized to 2. I is initialized to 2. And what is the condition? I greater than -1. Yes, it is true. Then enter into the for loop and display the element. What is that? This is the output. Display what? At the percentage D format specifier S of I. What is I? I is 2. S of 2 is what? S of 2 is what? 30. So 30 it is going to display. After displaying, we have taken \n. That means it will control will go to the next line. I'll write the output here. So 30 will be displayed. So after displaying, after executing body of the loop, how the for loop works, we will go for incrementing or decrementing. So perform I minus. So what will be the new value of I? New value of I will be 1 now. Check the condition again, whether this 1 is greater than -1, true. Enter into the for loop and again display the value present at that location. That is S of I. So I is 1. S of 1 is what? S of 1 is 20. So 20 will be displayed. Then go for decrementing, I minus. So new value of I will be 0. Check the condition whether that 0 is greater than -1. Yes, condition is true. Enter into the for loop and display this value S of I. So what is present in I? I is 0. So S of 0 is what? 10. So 10 will be displayed. After displaying, go for decrementing, perform I minus. So decrement the value of I. So once you decrement, the value of I will be -1, because 0 minus 1 is -1. Now check this condition whether I is greater than -1. No, condition is failing and we will come out of the loop. And finally, we have displayed all the elements of the stack. So this is how the display function is going to work. So another important function here is the pop function. That means you should be able to delete out the elements from the stack. That means say you have given second case pop. This RHS will take out the element whichever is extracted from the top of the stack, and that will be kept in a variable called element, and that will be displayed here. If we are able to pop one element from the stack top, that element will be copied here and that will be displayed. If there are no elements, then -1 will be returned, and we are going to say that element cannot be popped. Why we cannot pop the element? Because if the stack is empty, we cannot delete the elements. If the stack is empty, we cannot delete the elements. So for that purpose, if element is returned, then we display it. If element is not returned, then we are going to say that element cannot be popped. Now let us see how the definition of the pop works. So the control will get transferred to pop definition onto this stack. The meaning of this here is delete out an element from this stack with given with this particular stack top. So let us go to the definition of the pop function. So this is what is the definition of the pop function. I'll take the same example. For our understanding purpose, let us go for the pop function. Let's take this function over here. Right. So let us see how the pop function is going to work. What are you connected with me? Are you following the audio and video? Kindly someone, because it's long back I am explaining. It should not be one-sided. Are you connected with me? You're following, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, these are the contents of this stack -1. So where is top here? See, even though you pass there, here you can take any name here. So in this case, top is this one. Just these are the variable names. You can use yes top, stack top, your name, whatever name, because these are the variable name. You can use any suitable name. 30, 20, and 10. Right? So with this, I want to display the elements. But when you want to display the elements, you should check whether there are elements onto the stack or not. In this case, elements are present. Because if there are no elements, we cannot display. We cannot delete the elements. So when we say there are no elements, if top is equal to -1, we say there are no elements. In our case, top is not equal to -1. That means this condition is failing. When this condition will fail, this condition will fail only when there are no elements and top is pointing to -1. Now we'll go for else part. So else part, what we do, you should return this the topmost element. We are returning this topmost element. So what is there within this function? First, see here, it is post decrement. You should concentrate now. Post decrement. So how the post decrement works here is, first execute this part. That is, obtain the topmost element from the stack. First use the value of top, then decrement it. The meaning of post decrement here is, first use the value of top, then decrement it. So what is the value of top now? Value of top is 2. That means we will be using something like this. S of 2. Use it. S of 2, use this value. Then later decrement. Then top will become -1. Not -1. Sorry. After that, top will become 1. The meaning of this one here is, first use the value of top, then decrement it. So that means what will be S of top? This indicates like S of 2. What is S of 2? S of 2 is 30. That means what will be returned here? We are going to return 30. We are going to return 30. So after that, once you use the value of top, then decrement the value of top, because it is post decrement minus. Then top will be made to point here. Top will be made to point here. Earlier is what 2, now top is pointing to 1. Why? Because we are decrementing the top value. So where actually it is getting returned? So I'll show it here once. So once you return it here, it will come to this location where the pop execution is giving some element here. Which element we have popped now? We have popped element called 30. So that 30 will be displayed here. That is, element popped is 30. If there are no elements, -1 will be returned. Then we are going to say that element cannot be popped. So that is what we have popped now. What we have popped? We have popped element 30. So we have deleted out element. This actually the element will not be deleted. For our understanding, I am writing it like this. So we have popped one element from the stack. So let us pop the remaining elements also, because we have to check the underflow condition. So we need to check the stack empty condition. We need to check the stack empty condition also. So let us pop once again this element. Is top is equal to -1? No. Else part. In the else part, obtain the how it works here is first use the value of top. What is the value of top now? 1. So just perform S of 1. What is S of 1? S of 1 is 20. So 20 will be written. 20 will be written. Then decrement the top value. Then decrement the top value. So we bring top to point to this location. We are making top to point to this location. Now top is getting decremented. Right? So 20 is written and it will be displayed. So let us execute it once again. So where top is pointing to 0. Is 0 is equal to -1? No, false. Here is 0. Is it equal to -1? No. That means there are some more elements. So sorry, I could not delete it here. I'll delete it here for understanding purpose. It has been deleted out. Let's go for the else part now. So first use this. Let us go for the else part. First use this. So what is top value? Top value is 0. So use that value, then decrement it. So what is S of 0? S of 0 is 10. So S of 0 will give us a value of 10. That 10 will be written to the caller. And after that, decrement the top. So 10 is deleted. What is the outcome? 10 is deleted and top will be decremented. 10 is top will be decremented. Now where top will point to? Is pointing to -1. Top is pointing to -1. So let us try executing it once again. Let us try executing it once again. Right? So before you delete, you will check for the condition. Now in this case, the condition is true. What is top? Top is equal to -1 because top is pointing to -1. There are no elements. Is it equal to -1? Yes, condition is true. Condition is true for the first time. This condition will be true only when there are no elements onto the stack. The condition will be true only when there are no elements onto the stack. So stack underflow will be printed and -1 will be returned to the caller. So where this -1 will be written? -1 will be pasted onto this element ELE. So we'll check whether that element -1 is greater than 0. No. That means else part will be printed. What is the else part? Element cannot be popped. We cannot delete the elements because there are no elements onto the stack. So let us come to the last operation. The element to check whether it is palindrome or not. Let us say I want to check palindrome or not with an element of 121, because we know that 121 is a palindrome. What is a palindrome? Reverse of that number will be the same. That is what is palindrome. 121. If you read it from left side as well as from right side, it is same. So it is integer palindrome. So these are all string palindrome. So read from left to right and right to left. The element remains the same. The character remains the same. So we should check the number palindrome or not by using the stack. So we are calling the definition of the palindrome onto this stack. So let us go to the definition of the palindrome. So this is what is the definition of the palindrome. Yes. So this is only the remaining part which will be required only at the end. So other than this, what I will do, I will just try to increase the font size so that you can see. Yes. All right. So we are checking whether we have the palindrome number or not. So what is the element that we have in our case? So element given with us is 121. We should be able to check whether it is palindrome or not. By looking at this, we say it is palindrome. but the programming part, we should be able to verify it by using the program. For that purpose, I will use one stack here. 0, 1, and 2. So this is ST. This is the stack which is given to us. This is the stack. That is ST is the stack. 2 point minus 1. That top. SP is nothing but stack top. We have used SP as the pointer for stack pointer. In earlier I had declared, yes, you have here SP. So whatever variable we have declared, let us take this as the SP. SP is the stack pointer. SP is the stack pointer which is pointing to -1. So let us say take some variables. Remainder, reverse to find, then temp. To that temp we are allocating element. Whatever value is present in element, assign that to temp, because original value we are not deleting. So what is present in element? 121. So that 121 will be copied to temp. So temp equal to 121. I want to check whether it is palindrome or not. Then take I equal to 0. So take I is equal to 0. So while temp is not equal to 0, what is the present value of temp? Temp is 121. While this condition is true, is 121, is it not equal to 0? Yes, true. Once it is true, what we will do? We will go with the execution of all these statements. We will go with the execution of all these statements. So what the first statement says, find the remainder 10. So what is 121 modulo 10? Can someone respond quickly? What is 121 modulo 10? What output I will get? 121 modulo 10. Modulo will always give us remainder. Division will always give us quotient. Right? So 10 into 12 is 120. So remainder is 1. So this is what is the outcome. For the modular operation, remainder will be 121. That is 121 modulo 10. So remainder value what I will get? I will get it as 121. So once we have the remainder 121, then insert that remainder onto this stack. Push it. So what is not 121? Sorry, I have written here as 121. Remainder is what? Remainder is 1. After performing modular division, we are going to get the remainder as 1. So this statement is over. Execute, and this is also over because we have to push remainder 1 onto the stack. Then perform the quotient. Now there is a difference. Now perform the 121 division 12. So this and this, they are differing in their meaning. What is that? This will always give us remainder. This will always give us the quotient value. So when you perform dividing, when you try dividing this, we will get a value of 12 here. Right? We will get a value of 12. And this is what is the outcome, quotient. And this is what is the remainder. So when you perform this division, we will get the quotient value. So what is the quotient value? 10. So what is the new value of temp? Temp will get a new value of 12. Earlier it was 121 and now it will get a value of 12. What I'll do, I'll just erase that and I will write the new value for the temp. The new value for the temp is 12. New value for the temp is 12. So check, perform repetition of the procedure now. Perform repetition 121. Right? Is 121. What is the value of this one now? Value of temp. Value of temp here is 12. Is 12, is it not equal to 0? Yes, condition is true. Perform again this operation. What is that? Get the new value of remainder. Temp modulo 10. So temp modulo 10. Perform temp modulo 10. So what result we are going to get?
2.
See, temp is 12. 12 modulo 10. We are going to get remainder. 2 as the remainder. So what is the new value of remainder? I'll erase it. I'll erase it. Right? New value of remainder is 2. New value of remainder we have got. Then push that element onto the stack. Push that element onto the stack. Then perform the obtain the quotient value, that is present of temp. What is the present value of temp? Present value of temp is 12. So 12 division 10, what quotient I will get? Quotient I will get as 1. What is the present value of temp? Present value of temp, we are going to get it as 1. 1, right? 12 division 10. So quotient we are going to get 1, and that will be new value for the temp. New value for the temp is 1. Again repeat the loop. What is the value of a temp here? Value of temp is 1. Is 1 is not equal to 0? True. Condition is true. So 1 is not equal to 0. Condition is true. Right? So temp is 1. 1 is not equal to 0. Condition is true. And find the new remainder value. Find the new remainder value. Temp modulo 10. This is 1. 1 modulo 10. What is the remainder that we are going to get? What is the remainder? Remainder is 1 itself. If the number is smaller, the remainder will be same thing. So remainder, what we are going to get here is new remainder. Not earlier it was 2. I will erase and write the new remainder. So it is just a mathematics what we are doing. So new remainder value is 1. Push that remainder onto the stack. So push that remainder onto the stack. Then perform the new value, get the new value of the temp. So temp, you will get 0 point something. We will get quotient 0 point something, but integer will take only the 0. So new value of temp, we have got it as 0 now. New value of temp, because we will get 0 point something in programming. We eliminate the fractional part, we will get 0 point something, and we will be taking only it as 0. Check this condition equal to 0. Yes, it is false, and we will stop doing this because we have found the calculation and just we have to find the reverse element now. Right? Let us go on popping the elements from this stack now. What? Perform this part. What is the present value of reverse? There is nothing in the reverse. Earlier value of reverse. What is earlier value of reverse? I will write the equation here. Same equation. What is the earlier value of reverse? Nothing is there in reverse because we have assigned it a value of 0. So 0 plus. What is it? Take this topmost element from the stack. What is topmost element from the stack? 1. 1 within the bracket. This will give us a value of 1 star. Power of 10 comma I plus plus. That means it is nothing but 10 raised to I. It is not, it's nothing but I am writing 10 raised to I. What is I? I is 0. So 10 raised to 0. Perform 10 raised to 0, then perform I plus plus. So new value of I will become 1. So what is 1 into 10 raised to 0? 10 raised to 0 is how much? 1. 1 into 1 is 1 itself. So 1, this whole thing will give us a value of 1. 1 plus 0 is 1. So the new value of reverse is 1 itself. New value of reverse is 1. So I will write the new value of reverse here. New value of reverse. Right? So let us perform, because stack top is not equal to -1. Still it is not equal to -1. Earlier it must point to this location now. Yes, P should point to this location now, because this already we have used. So now again find the new value of the reverse. Again find new value of the reverse. How do we find new value of the reverse? So present new value of the reverse is given by present value of reverse. What is present value of reverse? It is 1. 1 plus. So what is the outcome of this? Pop the element from the stack. What is the element here? 2. You have to delete this 2. Get the value 2 here. It is 1 plus within the bracket 2 star power of, that means 10 raised to I. What is the value of I? 1. 10 raised to 1 you use, then increment it, post increment. The value of I becomes 2. What is 10 raised to 1? 10. 10 into 2 is 20. 20 plus 1 is 21. What is the new value of reverse? New value of reverse is 21. I hope you are following. It is just a mathematics what I am doing. The new value of reverse is 21. the new value of reverse is equal to 21. So this has been deleted. So where SP is pointing to 1 now. So it is not equal to -1. So let us calculate the new value of the reverse. What is the present value of reverse? 21. So 21 plus pop this element. What is the element present here? 1. We are going to delete it out. 1 star power of 10 raised to I. 10 raised to, what is the value of I? I is 2. 10 raised to 2. Then increment the value of I. I becomes 3. So calculate this. How much we will get? 10 raised to 2. 100. 100 plus 21 is 121. So what is the reverse value that we have got? New value of the reverse is 121. And now in this case, what is happening? SP is pointing to -1. So check this condition. Is SP not equal to -1? False. Why? Because SP is equal to -1. We have popped all the elements and we have processed and we have got our reverse. Now finally we check. Is given element, is it equal to reverse? After calculation, what was the given element in the beginning? The given element was 121. And after all the calculations, what we have got? We have got the reverse as 121. So is element is equal to 121. Is it true? So what was the element? Element was given to us as 121. And what reverse we have obtained? Reverse we have obtained as 121. So 121 is equal to 121. Then the given number is palindrome. So if you give some other number and do all these calculations, we'll get the result as not a palindrome. Ultimately, in this class, what we have studied was performing all the operations of the stack. So we have